Welcome to World on Water, your global sailing news. This week's program, we're coming from the Sydney International Boat Show. I'm Donna Mears and I'm here at the Pantaenius Sail and Motor Yacht Insurance stand. Today's the first day of the Sydney International Boat Show. This week's program, we're going to cover the start of the Noakes Sydney-Gold Coast Yacht Race. Then we have a report from on board the classic yacht Kialoa II in the Trans-Pacific Race. Jamie, you know a bit about this boat, don't you?
Kialoa is an amazing old boat. Designed by Sparkmans and Stevens, the world's most famous design house. For a guy in California, Jim Kilroy, who everybody knows. He's raced all sorts of boats all over the world. And it's a famous boat because it's won all three of the world's major yacht races. The Hobart race, the Transpac race, and also the Fastnet race in the UK. So it's a boat that anybody who's been involved with yachting worldwide will know and knows the history of. So really cool old boat.
And you insure it, don't you?
Yeah, we're the insurers and we know the owners pretty well. The boat was bought by an Australian syndicate of two brothers, and actually one of our staff members, Danny Blackmore, is actually sailing on the boat now on the way back to Australia from Hawaii.
We wrap up the 52 Super Series from Cascais, and the Swan 50s are racing in beautiful Palma in Spain.
Morning, John. How's things? Well, a beautiful day for the race, John.
Oh, look, absolutely perfect today. Sydney's really laying it on, and we've actually got a little bit more breeze than what we expected. So if this holds in for another hour, I think it's going to be a pretty fast and furious start.
So what, a bit spinning start?
I definitely spinning a start. I think a few people will have code zeros plugged in as well. Incredibly long line, so it'll be interesting. There's 20 degrees difference in direction between the boat end and the little end of the line.
Excellent. So who's your main opposition?
For us, it's really about hopefully getting a bit of a gap on the TP52s and our wild oats, the little wild oats, will be a bit of fun, I think.
All right, mate. Well, have a good race.
Thank you.
Rob Brown's on Bush Ranger. Rob, what's your form?
Well, it's the forecast has changed a little bit this morning for the better. It looks like we're going to have southerly airflow for the first 24 hours. So we should be up around Seal Rocks sometime tomorrow morning. But yeah, look, it's good to have some breeze at the start. That's the main thing.
So how's the form of the boat?
Well, we've got a very skilled and talented crew on board Mighty Bush Ranger. We're looking forward to having a great race in Division 3. I think there's around 23 boats in our division, and it really is a very tactical race. If we do all the zigging and zagging right, we should be there at the end. But overall, not too sure with all the bigger boats and the different weather systems that's going to play over the next 2 or 3 days. This race, anything can happen.
You be doing rock hopping or?
Yeah, it looks like so, Jeff. There's not a lot of current, but obviously on the major headlands up the coast, the current is quite strong. So we'll be seeing a lot of surfers on the way up over the weekend, that's for sure.
Oh, well, yeah, watch out for the lighthouse at Byron Bay, mate.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a great fleet, 76 starters, and as I say, the Bush Ranger, Mikey Fountain, and Andrew Hatton have done a marvellous job preparing the boat, so it's just up to us now to go out there and cross all the I's and dots the T's, as they say.
Well, good luck.
to Gold Coast Yacht Race made excellent time up the New South Wales coast, contrary to the pre-race forecast of light winds. Wild Oats led the field out of the heads and to the finish line. Here we have Mark Richards, Wild Oats skipper.
Yeah, look, it's great. I mean, it's always good to cross that line. It's a difficult finish line to find out in the middle of the night with all the lights, but no, it's good. Look, it was a fantastic race, big fleet, a lot of fun. Yeah, with some great competition out there the whole way, you know, all the way to the finish here. So, but the guys did a good job, and yeah, we really enjoyed it. Yeah, look, Sean Langman and the Naval Group, you know, they had a great race. Had some great pace out there today over the last day and a half, and yeah, they're sort of nipping at our heels the whole way. So they're a little bit unlucky with a few shifts out there, which went our way. But that's yacht racing. But no, it was good. It was a good contest. It's my birthday today, so got half an hour to fit one birthday drink in before the day ticks over. But you know, good way to spend the day, and beautiful sailing out there. So couldn't have asked for a better birthday present. So you know, the Gold Coast race and the Brisbane Hamilton Island race and Hamilton Island race, it's all, you know, great preparation for our Sydney Hobart efforts at the end of the year. You know, so it just gets the team up and running again, and a lot of professional sailors on board who are sailing all around the world all year. So it's just great to get back together as a team, and this is the start of our campaign for the 2019 Rolex Sydney Hobart. So it's exciting stuff. Comes around quick.
part in the not all of it easy. It's been pretty hard at times. Here we are surfing down the waves, heading to the Mallorca channel. Oh, Ped and the guys have done a fantastic effort to get here. So privileged to meet the Kialoa family and the team on board for the last 10 days. Absolutely amazing. It's been an awesome time.
We've moved over to the Musto stand at the Sydney International Boat Show. I'm currently wearing the ladies' waterproof sail and club jacket. Now we head over to the 52 Super Series in Cascais, Portugal.
Welcome to Cascais in Portugal. The 52 Super Series stays in the Atlantic for the third regatta of the season. Cascais has this reputation for big winds and big surf. Let's see if it delivers.
The whole week looks great and I'm just trying to enjoy it.
It's a good challenge because it's different than the other regattas this year. Looks good, having fun.
We're going to do our very best, but there's some very good teams here. Too tight, too tight.
Cascais does not disappoint. Such a contrast to the light, flicky breezes of Andalusia. Prevetsa arrive in Cascais on the heels of a big win, while by contrast the circuit champions Quantum Racing come back to Cascais, where they won the world title last year after their worst finish for years. Cascais, with its pretty streets, bars and restaurants, beaches and lively buzz, is very popular with the sailors, and after a big day in the water, coming ashore the smiles are obvious. Platoon, who have already marked themselves out as contenders this season, are missing their talismanic Olympic champion, America's Cup winner Jordi Calafat. Calafat's injured his fingers, and coach Morgan Reeser steps onto the boat.
This is the most challenging place we get to sail and the funnest, so really looking forward to it.
And Platoon are hoping their new secret weapon, a third pedestal winch at the back of the boat, will pay off in the Cascais surf and big winds.
We were thinking in our racing in windy conditions to have a third pedestal in the back of the boat. One of the reasons is first is to keep the weight of the crew in the back of the boat. So if we have a pedestal here, the big grinders of the boat can be on the back of the boat to do maneuvering. And the second reason is in some windy conditions you need more power to hoist sails, drop sails and do maneuvers, so you also can add 6 people to grind.
Day one and it's over 20 knots, just what was ordered by the fleet. Adrenaline pumping conditions, it seems like Prevetsa have carried forward their winning momentum. Azura actually lead early on, but they jibe set at the top mark and let Prevetsa through to win. But race 2, the champions hit their straps, and Quantum Racing following up with an opening second place with a victory. Day 2, and at this time it's Azura who win the preferred right side of the upwind and extend away to a victory, but Quantum Racing are second. Platoon proved their mettle in the second race with their victory, but Quantum Racing are super consistent. 3 second places in their first have already sailed their best sequence of the season. And on the third day, Quantum Racing extend the regatta lead halfway in the event, and the champions haven't finished the race below second place, but the day really did belong to Hasso Plattner. The uber-experienced German owner-driver missed out on his first win the previous day. One jibe from home, they dropped from first to fourth, but today they don't crack under pressure and deliver Hasso's first win on the circuit. Quantum Racing are well ahead on the overall standings though. The breezy conditions and big seas are seemingly relentless and are especially tough on bodies and on minds. None more so than for the bowmen, the rock stars up at the sharp end.
It's been hard, it's been windy and the boat's been bouncing around a lot and downwind, and we stick the bow in and the wave comes back, and it's been a little tough to hang on.
And at Cascais, ocean advocate Emily Penn comes to visit the circuit and gives us all food for thought with her enthusiasm, her passion and her pragmatic ideas.
It's fantastic to see the Super Series taking such great initiatives on the plastics issue. I haven't seen a single plastic bottle since I've arrived, and I think there's so many more ideas on what more the athletes can be doing, the way that they can actually work on other areas of influence to be able to change this problem as well.
And it looks like business as usual on day 4, starting out in 30 knots as the fleet goes afloat, but there's a delay as the wind suddenly drops away. Only one race is sailed down on the inshore, Easterly Arena. It's shifty, funky and a big contrast to the racing so far. Andy Soriano's Alegre register their first bullet here, but in 4th, Quantum Racing will carry a 5-point lead into the final day. And the middle of the regatta marks the halfway point through the 5-regatta season. At the top of the standings, Azura have a little bit of a lead, but 3 teams are all tied and Quantum Racing are back in contention. Well, if the winds were a little bit lighter on the penultimate day, the Saturday showdown sees a full 25 to 30 knots of northwesterly, and Bernasek win the penultimate race. Quantum Racing are 3rd, Azura 2nd, and that means Quantum Racing lead into the final race by 4 points. And the regatta goes down to the final run. Azura stay offshore and make a big gain at the last minute. Platoon going head to head with Preveza. Platoon come through to win the final race. Azura just miss out by a matter of a couple of metres, but Azura 2nd, Quantum Racing in 5th. So Quantum Racing win their first regatta title of the season. Azura missing out once again by a single point.
Tough conditions. I mean, it was windy at times today. I think we had some good 30-knot gusts and it was some unreal racing. Wow, this fleet's tight. The whole fleet sail these boats to an unbelievable level. We lost a few more points on Azura today, but overall we're pretty pleased. So small victory this week, but there's 2 more events with a big goal at the end of that.
So the final standings, Quantum Racing win on 23 points, Azura just a single point behind on 24, and Platoon 3rd on 35 points. A great week in Cascais, winds blowing every day, big surf, and a great win for Quantum Racing, their first of the season. Now we go to Puerto Portals, back to high summer and sea breezes. Join us there.
There are 14 boats in the fleet of the Club Swan 50 contesting the regatta in Palma. Well, that's all for another week on World on Water, your global sailing news. Brought to you here from Sydney International Boat Show. I'm Donna Mears. See you next week.